Some people like hockey a little, some people like it a lot. Some people put biscuits in pipes by finding an open slot. Wouldn't you like to find a place? Shooter and Hooters knows a place that we can all go and claim. A place where we can go insane. Bunny and Don are here for you. A one-level hockey takes. A great place to go, and let's all go insane.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been a while. Welcome to the Shooter and Hooters podcast. I think this is it's been several months, hasn't it? Interesting months.
3 years later.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
That's been a lot.
Yeah, I mean, people got shit going on, so can't always record. And you live about 8,000 miles from me in 17 different time zones, so it's interesting.
It's not people got shit going on. I've had shit going on. There's only 2 of us, and it's been me. So,
yeah, but hey, there's times I have stuff going on too. But anyway,
we are here. We're here now.
We're here now. Season started. The last episode, we kind of talked about you going to your first NHL game, right? That seems like ages ago in fucking September.
Wait, was that the last episode we did?
Yes, it is.
Oh wow, it is. Yeah,
we're so fucked.
Like 2 months, a month and a half.
Yeah, we're so fucked. Like it's hilarious. But we promise to have more of a streamlined schedule just now that things are starting to come and get going. The season started, things are going on. It's almost the fucking holidays here in the States. Well, it's the home stretch here
too.
Yeah, but no, I say holidays isn't like you guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving's like 2 weeks away. Then Christmas, like so when things pick up. I'm going to my first Ranger game the Saturday after Thanksgiving in New York, which I'm extremely excited about, against Boston.
Yeah.
So, and I've already seen the Rangers once this year. We won't talk about that game at all. I've now been deemed bad luck by my friends back home. So hopefully that doesn't bleed over to when I go at the Garden on November 25th, whatever date that is. Yeah, the 25th. Against the Boston Bruins, which should be a good one. Just a lot going on. I know when we talked about you going to your game, you got to watch and this could be a good segue. Got to watch one of the top rookies this year play in Logan Cooley, Arizona, and he's now tied for points, I believe, or maybe. No, I think he is tied for points with Connor Bedard.
Not that the NHL will tell anyone that, but yes, he is tied with the one and only fuckwit Bedard.
Yeah, we know. She hates Connor Bedard, and it's funny. But,
Okay.
It is true, though. Like, I'll sit here and completely get it. And we've had this conversation, and I'm not doing this on the podcast. But I think it's a little... I don't know what word I'm looking for.
Bullshit?
I guess so.
An absolute joke. Absolutely unfair. It's fucking ridiculous.
They've pushed Bedard so much that they're not really watching what other rookies are doing in the league.
They don't care.
There's a lot of other rookies in the league that are having good seasons, i.e. Logan Cooley, Nick Evangelista, I think his name is, in Nashville. Couple other decent rookies. Bobby Brink is doing well.
Not even the NHL anymore. It's NBL, National Bedard League.
Is he a good player? Yeah, I think he is.
He can be.
I think he's a good player.
I'm not disputing that. I think he's a good player, yes. Otherwise, if I'm saying he's not, then I'm saying Cooley's not, because they're tied. That would make no sense. The thing that I don't like is his attitude, which all of Twitter apparently disagrees with me on, but we won't go there. And the fact that the NHL just keeps pushing him like as if he's the only person in the league.
I mean, I don't like it either. I think, and like I just said, do I think he's a good player? Yes. Do I also think that there's a lot on his shoulders being on a shit team in Chicago? Absolutely. Does Chicago have the chance of getting a number 1 pick again next year? Yeah, probably. I mean, you're competing with San Jose, which is hard to do.
That's a whole other kettle of fish.
but a kettle of fish.
It's a saying.
Where?
Here, clearly. Just keep going.
I've never heard of it before, but
like I just said, it's here. Here is not there. Keep going.
No.
You want to get into American things? We can do that. We'll be here all day.
No, we're not going to do that.
Exactly.
That's a whole different podcast.
Exactly. Keep going.
It's been an interesting year rookie-wise. Like, at the beginning of the draft, it was like Bedard, Cooley, and that guy on Buffalo. I don't even know his name. He's hurt now, so whatever. Like, those were the only 3 like highly touted guys. There were some other ones, but it's turned out that there's been a lot more, and it's fun to watch. I like, and not because I'm a Ranger fan, and he does other things. But Will Cooley, spelled differently than how you think you would spell Cooley, has had a good year. I know he's only got like 5 or 6 points or something like that, but just the way he plays the game with physicality and how he did, like, it's fun to watch. And I think there's been a lot of parity in the league this year with rookies, and I mean, it's been good. I do like, and I said this in the podcast, the last one we did, when you watched that goal with your own eye.
What a fucking goal.
Yes, but I also said that I think that he'll give Bedard a run for his money for the Calder Trophy. And as of right now, they're tied in points. And I think Cooley's on a better team than Bedard. I think Arizona
is.
I think Arizona is loaded this year. And you see it with the production they get on a nightly basis. With you'll have Carconi will have 3-goal hat trick one game, 2 goals the next. Lawson Krause is having a good year. I mean, obviously you still have Keller on the team. I mean, the goalie situation in Arizona is, I feel Ingram's going to be the starter.
Like, the whole team together is just a fucking... I've seen people complain on Twitter about it, saying that they're pushing Arizona and they shouldn't be, and it's all just like a show and a spectacle. But there's such bullshit. If you watch the team play, when they play well, they play really fucking well. And they're a team. They weren't a team last season. They were a bunch of players.
Well, I mean, I do think that there's a lot to be said for the fact that a lot of the reason why people think that they're pushing, air quotes, Arizona, I mean, it is a bit of a different situation where you have all the other teams in the league playing in arenas that hold 18 to 20,000 people, and then you have Arizona that holds 6,000 because it's a college rink. So it's different, and it's an odd situation there, and I'm hoping that gets rectified because I really do believe that Arizona belongs in the league, and I think it is a hockey market, and you can tell by the way the fans are receptive to the team. However, that needs to get rectified. It's a bit of a like mark on the league because everyone has this giant arena, whether it's old or new or whatever, and you have Arizona who plays in a $6,000 seat arena. $6,000. What am I talking about? 6,000 capacity arena, which is just different. It's an odd situation.
What?
So, what do you mean? What?
What's the arena got to do with how the team fucking plays?
It but still it makes sense. The aesthetic of it doesn't make sense. Where you have teams like Columbus and Florida and teams like that are drawing people into these 18,000 seat arenas, and you have Arizona who doesn't have their own arena. It's the only NHL or I'll say professional franchise that doesn't have their own building.
And this affects the team playing as a team how?
It doesn't affect the team as a team. It affects the organization as a whole.
Okay, so what's it got to do with anything? I'm confused. This is the same conversation we just had before we started recording. It's like the whole original 6 scenario. So much shit comes into play that has nothing to do with anything. Why are we not looking at the team as a team?
Because I think I don't think that. I think it's the complete opposite. I think Bettman, the commissioner of the league, who nobody likes, it's a fact. Look at every Stanley Cup celebration from 1998 until last year, and every time he walks on the ice, they boo the shit out of him. Nobody likes him, but he's there and he loves it.
That's funny.
He'll laugh. He loves it. But the thing is, he's done good things for the league, but he's also done really stupid things.
Okay.
And the way he has his teams ranked, like that whole situation in Ottawa right now, which we'll get to, but that's neither here nor there. But it's one of those things where he wants Arizona to stay in the league, but he won't help them get an arena. It's like he's dangling them out there, like, oh, here's this perfectly good NHL franchise, but like won't approve shit.
I thought the reason they didn't have an arena was because for whatever fucking reason, the whole town voted against having it.
Well, it's because it's part league, part Arizona, Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Like it's an interesting thing, and we don't have to get into that. That's not what we're talking about. I'm just saying, I would like to see Arizona get their own building and have their own identity instead of skating on ice that has half their logo and half Arizona State's logo at center ice.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. They deserve their own
in general, I do agree with. And the fact it's taken this long is mind-blowing, but I suppose it goes back into what you were just saying. So,
but I also think after this year, seeing how the team plays, and they are quite good.
Yeah.
Like, I think you'll see a little more movement on that front where the city will see that there. So we'll see what happens.
Watch this.
But that's right. And then you go from that to a team like, which I feel totally bad for, and I really do think. And if you listen to this show, and you don't have a team that you like, please support the lovable losers of the San Jose Sharks. They need your support.
Wow, I sort of just agree with that.
They have
support. They have a following. They don't have a good coach. They also treat each other like shit on the team.
Yeah, they don't have the support of their own team or the coach.
Yeah, they have loads of support outside of it. Every time they lose, or if they actually win, all of everyone from different fucking leagues is supporting them. It's just them.
And then you have teams that are firing coaches because they lose to them, which is fucking hilarious. They're gonna run through the
Oilers.
Yeah, they lost to San Jose. It's like, all right, you're fucking fired. Like, are you serious right now? Do I feel bad? No. They are the ones that hired David Quinn.
I don't understand why they haven't let him go yet, though. Like, the amount of games. It's not even the fact that they've lost amount of games, it's how they're losing. It's like 10-0 half the time.
There were back-to-back games where they let in 10 goals.
Like, how
20
do
goals in 2
you
games is
sit back as a
unheard of.
coach? First of all, how do you sit back as a coach and respect yourself? Like, as
You
a
don't.
coach, I'd fuck off. I'd be like, you know what? Give the role to someone else because I'm clearly not doing a good job and I'm ruining the whole franchise, which is what he's doing. He's completely destroying San Jose Sharks. Not only that, because he's a bad coach, the team is shit within each other. They treat each other like absolute crap. The fact, who were they playing? And I pointed this out to you. When that goalie, it looked like the
Yeah,
goalie got injured.
Yeah, I forget who they're playing.
I don't remember who they were playing, but something happened where the player on the
Oh,
opponent.
it was Vancouver because it was Kuzmenko.
That's right, it was too. And it looked like like when you watch the footage back, it's almost like he tripped over him or something. And the entire team, they show the whole rink. The entire San Jose Sharks get towards the goalie and go, nah, I'm out of here. Turn around and skate back and don't even look at him. And the entirety of Vancouver comes over and is like, are you okay, dude? Like, did we hurt you? Like, are you fine? Not only that, this was just after the whole, which I'm sure we'll get into as well, but this was after the whole horrific situation that happened in the other league where
with
the
Chris
player,
Johnson in England.
yeah, and that was just after that. So you would think that they would be more weary. No, they didn't give a flying fuck about their goalie. Like, it was the saddest thing to watch.
Yeah, no. It was interesting. Do I feel bad? Like I said, not really. You
I feel
hired
bad
David
for the
Quinn.
goalie, and that's about it.
David Quinn is a shit coach.
Well, you
I
said he
get
was a
it.
Rangers coach, didn't you, at one point?
Yeah, and did fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like, he was a fucking joke. And there was no system. It was complete night and day from what we have now. Thank God for Laviolette and building a system with these guys and them finding their niche, whatever the word is. I can never say that word right. And finding, their kind of roles independently within the team. Playing the rookies, like if you look, like Lafreniere's having a good year. Cooley's having a good year. Like all these young kids. If it was Gallant or Quinn, it would be a disaster.
My God. It would be a shit show.
I'm excited to see where that goes, and I know we're bouncing topics here. There's just a couple things to cover, and you did bring up, the Chris Johnson thing. I think it was Chris Johnson. I don't want to talk about it too much because look, I played for many years, and that was one of my biggest fears. I've never gotten cut by a blade. I've never had that happen, thank God. I did, but I was sharpening my skates. Like, that was my own dumbass fault.
I've been just ice skating a couple of times in my lifetime, and just skating around a rink with kids on the ice terrifies me, let alone if I was actually playing a sport that's quite physical. It is horrendous.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
You are seeing a lot of now mandates and rule changes, like with the WHL and a couple other leagues around the world are getting neck guards. There are still players now that wear wrist guards.
I was going to say there's a lot more players now that are wearing it since that event too,
which is good.
I think it's fantastic. It doesn't affect their play at all. If you can be extra safe, why not?
Of course, the NHL is going to be last to figure that out because Gary Bettman's an idiot, and they did have talks about it. Daly, the assistant commissioner, and all of them have had talks about it, and they need to. I think that needs to happen. That change is something that needs to happen for the safety of players. And
yeah, 100%.
I also think it needs to. I also think, and I have had a son that played Pee Wee hockey and all that. Like, it needs to go down to USA hockey, and it needs to go down to high school hockey.
Yeah,
and all that. They need to learn how to play with that shit
across the board, regardless. It's a serious issue. Like, even if it's a freak accident and it's a 1 in a million shot, the fact is that it's still possible.
Like, I get high school up to college and Pee Wee and Bantam and all that. They all wear full cages on their face, not like the NHL where it's just visors.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I look at it at the same line as as baseball and that thing, and I know you're not going to understand that part of it, but you have, okay, I don't understand the whole full cage thing, because if your aspiration is to get into the NHL and to play in the NHL, you don't have to wear a cage. I always felt the cage obstructed my view while playing, and I hated it, and I never used to wear it. Like during like practice and stuff, I would take it off, I'd unscrew it, and I put it on for games because I hated it.
Yeah.
But I also understand, you're protecting him, but why aren't you protecting him in the NHL then? Whatever the case may be, it's the same thing with baseball, where, and I'm not talking safety wise, but all through up to college, they'll use metal bats, aluminum bats, or whatever. Then you get to like the minors or the major leagues, and it's wood only. And it just doesn't make sense. Never understood that at all.
I didn't know they used aluminium up until
the
metal. Yeah, no, I
use,
didn't know that at all. We've had here we've got a couple of the metal bats in school, because it's not huge, but it is definitely you do touch on a lot of different sport when you're playing sport in school. But professional, if you're in an actual league or something, it's always wooden. It's the same with cricket. It's a bit different with cricket because you have to. It's a different sport altogether. But regardless, it's just if that's what you're playing in the main league, why would you not be doing the same lower down?
No,
I
exactly.
agree. It doesn't make sense.
So, and that's the whole thing on the safety thing. I don't want to get into too much. The only thing I get aggravated about, and now I forget his name because I haven't read anything on it, but the guy that did it, there's that one train of thought where it's like, oh, he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And the other one where it's an accident.
Yeah.
I can tell you, and I'm sure anyone else can tell you that's played the game, the speed and the trajectory of his foot and all that, for him to do that with that accuracy, he would have to be Bruce Lee. It just doesn't compute to me how it could be on purpose.
I don't know why you would want to go to that extent on purpose. I mean, we've seen it in other sports. Look at fucking Tonya What's-Her-Face in the figure skating back in the day. But, why... you can injure someone without having to go to that extent.
I mean, I can tell you, I've personally been at a game. Rangers Islanders. This is back in, I want to say it was 2000 and... I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. All I remember is Chris Simon. All I remember, it was Chris Simon on the Islanders and Ryan Holwig on the Rangers. If you're a Ranger fan, you remember Ryan Holwig, fan favorite. Loved Ryan Holwig. He hit Chris Simon. He hit him up against the boards, skated away, and when he came back, Chris Simon took his stick and tomahawk chopped his neck.
Oh my God.
I'll show you the video later. I'll send it to you. I was at that game, physically at Nassau Coliseum, at that game, watching it live.
Wait, so what happened to him?
We got suspended for a couple games.
No. What happened to the injured guy?
Ryan Holwig missed 2 games with a neck contusion or whatever, luckily. But, people do stupid shit in the heat of whatever.
To get the skate, though, it's a lot.
It's a little different. A lot of people forget, too. And that's why you have to wear helmets. Now, well, not that it matters. I don't think that's why. But if you go
helmets,
back,
they don't even do up.
No. If you go, I don't think that's why, and I'm wrong in saying that, but because that doesn't make any sense. But if you go back to, I think he was on the Oilers, Taylor Hall, during warm-ups one game, slipped. His other guy slipped and stepped on his face.
Oh.
And he had huge cuts on his face. He had to have stitches. It was gross.
Oh.
But that's the risk you fucking take. I don't know. You can do that with any sport though. Granted, don't get me started on basketball. I think basketball is for wusses, but I'm not.
Don't even fucking start.
But if you look at, I mean, I watch soccer. I like soccer. You got guys, you get a penalty for going spikes up on a tackle, right? You get, same thing Baseball too. You slide into second, feet first, or whatever. You slide anywhere. Yeah, if your spikes are up, like that's dangerous. You get into fights for that. I mean, I don't. Football is just a physical game, so I mean, whatever. And they're also pussifying that as well as we speak with quarterbacks and all that. But we're not going to go there.
I know nothing about that, so I can't speak on it.
I know it's fine, but it's just one of those things where, you know, hockey is one of the only sports where if you break it down, right, you're shooting a piece of vulcanized rubber. These guys are shooting them at the high 80s, 90s, sometimes over 100 miles an hour. Yeah, you know, hockey players, we have padding. Very minimal on our face, right? Like, you're on blades. These guys are skating 18 to 22 miles an hour at times into boards that do give, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's extremely physical and things go wrong. Like, shit happens. I've been on one end, I've been on the other end. So it's the risk you take in playing a game like that. But I mean, could it have been as calculated where they're like, oh, well, it looks like he did it on purpose? Like, how do you know that? How can you tell that?
I think it's just so disrespectful that it was not even 24 hours after that people were actually saying it. It's like,
Yeah,
how would you feel if that was your family member and you've just witnessed in the fucking stadium what happened? And rather than being, oh my God, like, is he okay? You're like, oh, the other guy did it on purpose. Like, there's no need for it. It is so disgusting and so disrespectful.
Yeah, I didn't agree with it. I don't want to talk about it and get involved in that. Unfortunately, it happened. And, you know, I feel bad for the family.
100%.
You know, the poor guy
Nothing
died
but
playing a sport that he
condolences to the
loved.
family and league team.
And I get it. He played some time in the show with Pittsburgh, but he was in Sheffield in England, and he was playing and living out his dream there. I mean, it's a pretty decent league out there in England. I mean, I have friends that have played in it and worked in it, and have done things in the English hockey league. It's just one of those things where, you know, there's a couple of rookies actually. What the heck is that guy on Arizona? He played there too. He's British. Liam. Oh my God. I can't think of his name, but he plays for Arizona.
Yeah.
He plays for Tucson.
Yeah.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. You know, there's people that come from England to play. I mean, there's not a lot, but there's a lot of people that, I don't want to say washed up, but, you know, you can't hack it in the NHL sometimes. So you try to find creative ways to keep playing the sport that you love, right? So you go to these other leagues. You go to the DEL, or you go to Switzerland, or you go to England, or whatever. It doesn't matter, just so you can continue playing. So, I mean, it's a shame that happened. So, you know, what are you going to do? What can you do? But
yeah, exactly.
You know, transitioning into a better topic. So, just to talk on your more extensive love for hockey and moving along, I got you to play in a fantasy hockey league this year. I did, and I was very excited. A couple people from
until this week when we were versing each other.
Yeah, whatever. We're not going to talk about that. So we go. You know, it's, you know, there's a couple people that listen to the show that are in our league. It's mostly from Twitter followers and all that, which is a lot of fun. And I like that. And I think Lafreniere just scored for the Rangers. So, haha. It's been fun. I talk to you every day. And ever since fantasy hockey started, I didn't know the competitive side of you until then, because I've never really played you in anything. I never really did anything like this with you before.
It's an Australian culture. We're very competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm competitive too, but you're a sicko. But we won't go there.
Well, no, we will go there, because currently, while we're sitting here on the final day of the week, we're versing each other, I'm ahead still. Like I have been all week after you shit-talked me all over Twitter the first day. So we will talk
All
about that.
over Twitter.
We will talk about that. We will absolutely talk about that. It may be only by 2 points currently, but I'm still ahead and I'm projected to win by 3 or 2. So we'll just stick with
see.
that.
Okay.
After the mess I've had with goalies this week, let's just keep it at that.
It's just here's my favorite part about it. So you take someone that didn't really know hockey. She goes to her first hockey game. She's excited. She does all that. Then you get her involved in fantasy hockey, and it turns into a fucking sickness. To where, like, normally our conversations are very chill and like engaging, and we have fun conversations.
Yeah, but our conversations about hockey though, like I still query and I still question, and we've always still discussed it. It's just because of this, I now know a shit ton more players across the league, and not just Rangers and Coyotes, which is big in itself because I was still getting used to those two teams. But like, if anything, like take out the competitiveness, it's really helping me learn more about the game. I'm watching more and I'm learning more and I'm picking up on more and I'm knowing people and what they do and what the positions are and who does what.
So my favorite thing is, so obviously we're in different time zones, way different. You're in a different fucking day, right? So I'll wake up in the morning and go to message you, and I'll have like a couple of messages like, hey, I can't believe this guy did this, and I'll go to look, and she's made 4 swaps in the league, and people are changing places, and I'm like, oh god, this is the only week that I didn't give her any advice, because fuck that.
But I've been take that into account, right? Like the only thing that's gone wrong with my choices this week is shit out of my control. I made a couple of swaps early in the week that actually were really good for me and have worked out really fucking well. The only issues I've had are my goalies, because for whatever fucking reason, we still have Shesty out when he's fine to play. And then Levi came in finally, only to not play like 2 games. And then I put fucking Hart in the team, and they're like, you know what, now he's not injured, he's got a fucking cold, so we won't play him. What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
If he's not dying, he can fucking play.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
Don't even.
What?
You're so tame on here.
You like it. But you know what? I mean, I think it's great that you got into it. You were kind of reserved about it, about playing.
It's because I didn't understand it. It's not the sport, but fantasy I didn't understand. Because I've also got the NBA league, and I'm loving that too.
And now it's like I've created a junkie, and I feel like a drug dealer. And that's okay. Because at least it's that and not anything else. Or at least it's hockey, so it's something I like, so obviously something we have in common. But no, I mean, it's been fun. Like, I've enjoyed, doing that with you and going through and sort of teaching you all that. And it's kind of giving you a broader view.
It's been really interesting to see. Exactly. That's the biggest thing. It's been really interesting for me to understand and notice other players.
Yeah.
Because it took me so long to get used to Rangers and Coyotes. And I still am with, changes always being made. But the rest of them, it's been interesting to know who's who on the teams.
No, for sure. And I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. I'm excited for that, to see how it goes through the end. And I'm sure we'll have some more laughs in fantasy, because I'm going to wind up playing you again towards the end of the season, which could be very important. So it'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, so far, a lot of parity in the league with teams in general. Rangers look great. Both of our teams look great. Like, you like Arizona as well. I tolerate them because you like them, and that's fine. And they both look halfway decent. I mean, a lot of surprises. Anaheim, no one saw that coming.
I'm so excited for them, though. I really like watching them play.
They're a lot of fun to watch. I
Yeah,
enjoy
they
watching.
are. They're really entertaining.
The times I watched them with you, like when they played like Arizona, and I have a couple players in fantasy on their team, and so do you. It's been interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying doing that and having you learn through this and watching your progression of hockey and love for hockey grow from like September going to your first game and really liking that to like going through this season and like it's slowly climbing and learning players and teams and calling me and yelling at me about stuff. I mean, I find it kind of fun. So just, I will say to anyone listening, just be lucky it's not you because she actually does yell. She does.
I do. I
Does.
do yell. I'm aware.
She's very verbally abusive.
Oh, wow. It's loving
But
passion, okay?
yeah, right.
Just me being passionate.
You'd take me out with a car if I picked up a player that you wanted in fantasy.
I actually think you did. I don't remember who it was, though. It was a while ago, like when we first started.
Yeah, well, you'll get over it. Probably not.
Shitty fucking order, but anyway.
But like we said, and like I said pretty much at the beginning of the episode, so we're going to be doing every 2 weeks.
Yes, we will be going back on track.
We'll have some more stuff for you in 2 weeks. And then I think it's still US Mondays at 9 a.m.
Yes.
Is what we're going to be doing because things finally calmed down more so for Ebz, but myself as well.
Yeah.
And doing stuff. I kind of have a direction with life right now, and so does she. So things are kind of on the up and up with everything. So, I mean, we're doing this for fun. We're not doing this for money, and we appreciate whoever does listen. So
absolutely,
it's just for shit. Don't ever expect, like I've always said, don't ever expect to get like insightful. This isn't the NHL Network or ESPN.
No.
So don't ever expect that. Just expect
I would like
fun.
to think we have some better takes than some other podcasters out there, though, aka Biz. But
oh, don't get me started. I'm like, he sucks. That you know what? You know what? Instead of closing, I'm going to end with this.
Okay.
And I wish I had a direct way to call him out because I would actually love to sit and debate with this fucking guy. Because I really do think, regardless though he's played in the league as a garbage time fourth liner with no skill whatsoever. I honestly think my takes and the way I can talk hockey is 150 times better than anything he's ever said.
I've had better takes than him, and I barely know the game.
And I think it's all. I agree, and I think it's all shock and awe with him because he just says things to say it to get these reactions, and I think the hockey community as a whole deserves better than him sitting on TNT completely and just saying stupid shit. So me personally would love to sit and ever just have a conversation. It'll never happen, but he has the shit that he says. So he was all over the Rangers. He always calls them the Fugazis and the and whatever. Now he's flipped. He said the Devils were going to win the cup. Now the Rangers are the best. Well, not the best. Calm down, Donnie. The Rangers are good, as they're losing to Columbus right now, 3-2. But the Rangers are good, right? And the Devils are mediocre right now. They're having a bit of a rough time. And Hughes is out. He's injured. Mm-hmm. But so is Fox for the Rangers, and Shesty's been out, right? But, like, then he flips and goes, oh, I think the Devils are Fugazis and the Rangers are for realsies and this and that. And it's like, yo, stick to your guns, bro. Like, if you think this is the case.
What did you say? Fugazis.
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 Yes.
The fuck
It
does that
means
even
fake.
mean?
It's an Italian slang word. They use it. He's an idiot.
Right.
I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I
No,
think
he's
he
a
knows
dickhead.
nothing.
And it pisses me
Wha-
off because being a Coyotes fan, they all froth over him and it's disgusting.
Oh, he's one of your ambassadors. Lucky you.
Yeah, he can fuck right off.
You know, like I said, I think his takes are garbage. Now, and we've discussed this. I do like Spittin' Chicklets, not for him, but I do like RA, the one guy on it, and I love Ryan Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ryan Whitney is great. I think he was one of the better American-born hockey players to play. I wouldn't say top 10, but he's up there. I think he was great for what he did and how he played. So I'm going to leave it at that. But I mean, yeah, I can't. If I have to sit and watch NHL on TNT and listen to his dumb ass fucking mouth, sit there next to greats like Messier and fucking Wayne Gretzky and just talk shit, like they need to find someone else better
Agreed.
to be on that panel. Like I really just don't understand why people flock to him. I don't understand. And again, like I said, it's probably the shock and awe of the shit that comes out of his mouth. And the reason what I'm doing right now is talking shit, and it just brings ratings.
Mm.
But I'm sick and tired of hearing his mouth and his shit he takes. Like I really am. It's annoying. I'm over it.
He's a follower.
But that's my soapbox
He just
moment.
sees who's fucking winning and then goes with it rather than actually supporting a team.
Oh no, he loves the Maple Leafs. He'll always support the Maple Leafs, and it's like, keep supporting them. They're such trash. I feel so bad for that team. Not really, but I do in a
I
way.
feel bad for fucking what's his face on the team.
Austin Matthews.
Yeah. Poor guy.
He
He
deserves
is the
better.
team.
That's true.
There's no
But that
Maple
was
Leafs, it's just the Matthews team.
that was my soapbox moment. We can close out the show because I'm done. I don't want to talk about biz anymore. But yeah, sorry for the delay in episodes and all the bullshit. You know, we're back and doing things.
Yes.
Like I said, things have calmed down.
Had
So
a lot of personal shit go on that's been sorted. I was sick. We're all good to go. You can be on track again.
yeah, no, for sure. Looking forward to it, and thank you guys for listening. Have a good night. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, it's Ebony. You thought you got rid of me? Too bad. I'm back. Just here to let you guys know, if you enjoy our banter and our bullshit, come follow us on all our socials. At Shooter Hooters on Twitter and TikTok, or if you're after something different, follow my two podcasts, Film Spark Pod and S&S Nuggies, or Sweet and Sour Nuggies. Mental health, film, hockey, cover it all. Come follow us. Come follow me. Fuck Don. That's all there is to it. Follow the Aussie with the better accent. No, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for listening to us bullshit and banter, and you'll hear from us in a week as per usual. Bye, guys.